How's it going? Welcome to the live stream. Hope you're having a great day. Whew, man, what a morning, what a morning. I actually woke up in a great mood. Everything was going great and came down here even an hour early to set up the live stream and boom, my camera broke. This camera right here. Oh man, I don't know what happened to it, but this camera right here, my main camera, my best camera. It couldn't be my cheaper cameras that busted. It had to be my really good Sony camera. Any battery I put in, it just said, battery not recognizable. Watch. Let's see what does it now. Incompatible battery. What's that even mean? Man, so, yeah, this is the camera I always use for the live stream and all my best setups, and today it just decided not to work, so now I gotta send that back and get all that going. Hey, what's up, Billy Martin? What's up, Chip? Whew, man, I tell you what, that karma is kicking me in the butt. If you guys follow me on Instagram, I got my first VFD back, but I forgot to order a switch, so I can't hook the VFD up. I mean, I can wire a switch, but since I've already sent it back twice because of mistakes I made, I figure I'll wait and do the right thing. Hey, what's up, Heath? Yeah, man. Whew. What a week, what a week. What a 2 weeks. Actually, I took last week off, but I'll get into that. But, man, I'll tell you what. If any of you guys follow me on Instagram, I built another tree for all my tool arms and, you know, my wheels and all that stuff. And, man, this helmet, let's see, this helmet right back here. I'm on the camera. This helmet right here, last time I welded, I left it on. Now, if you see, I got it sitting in the light because it's solar powered, but I went to put it on yesterday, and I actually did all the welding right here at this bench because it's a big old 2x2 piece of steel and all that. Defiant Knives, what's up? Hey, what's up, Bootleg Blades? Laws, man, everyone's in the house. Maybe I need to take another week off. But anyway, so I had this 2x2 piece of steel, and on my welding bench back there, you can see it's just not that steady. So I took 1, 2, 3 blocks and put the plate up and everything. But so that the helmet actually worked. Like, you know, it was with MIG welder, so I'd start it, the spark would go, and it would darken. But then I guess the battery drained just enough where it wouldn't lighten up again. So every time I'd go to weld, the weld would stop, and I have to turn the helmet off, which I got flashed twice because I forgot to turn it back on. But to make it even worse, I had to drag the welder over here to this bench, which meant I had to plug it in to a regular circuit. So I'd get about half the weld done, and all of a sudden the circuit would trip. So then I can't see because my helmet, it's like, oh man. But anyway, but I got that all done. Man, then this morning come down to set up my cameras and all that, and man, I just can't believe that. What's that even mean? It's a Sony battery. Battery's not compatible. I don't know what that means. I've tried 4 or 5 different batteries, so it's the camera. Oh, my most expensive camera. Why? At least it's still under warranty, but oh. Oh, hey, what's up, Gravender? Man. Whew, this has been actually a really great week. Today I woke up. That's the problem. I need to just start waking up in a bad mood and everything going wrong. And that way my cameras will work, my VFDs will work, my welders will work. The whole yin and yang thing. Oh, and I even bought a set of new DeWalt drills because my other one was bad, so maybe that's the problem. All this new stuff set off and made me bust my camera, and I didn't even bust it. If I would have dropped it or something, it would have been well, not satisfying, but but anyway, so I'm using my Canon, and man, it took me an hour just to get all these right. This whole room is just lenses everywhere, trying to get the right setup and the right camera, and oh man. But that's how Sunday goes, right? Oh man. So I don't know if any of you guys are on TikTok. It's kind of like the new Instagram, but I've tried it and I keep trying it, but I just don't understand it. I think it's mainly targeted at kids and stuff like that. Like, there's a few knife makers on there, like Kyle Royer's on there and stuff like that, but it's I guess I'm old, but you know, like I'll post stuff and I'll get these comments, like, you know, I'm posting stuff about my heat treating the knives, and I get these comments back like, man, that's an awesome looking truck, and it's like, what are you talking about? and it's like, I think one comment out of like 50 have been like, man, that's an awesome looking knife. Everything else just is random. Like, I put up a post of a new song I had, and someone commented, it's like, man, that's some awesome art. That's an awesome drawing. Submit your drawings to us, and we'll take a look at them. I'm like, what drawings? What? It's like, excuse me. I don't know if it's like, Chip says, damn Murphy's Law. Defiant knives, probably too much or little voltage outputs of and battery. See, that's what I was thinking, but it's the battery that came with it. Now, if it was like a dead battery, that'd be different, but the camera turns on. It must be something, I don't know. It would be nice. I looked it up, but there's nothing about it. And what it said to do, I had already done. I wish there was a way to like flash it, you know, like on a computer. If something goes wrong, like I think I talked about 2 weeks ago, my computer was messing up. So I reflashed the BIOS and everything worked. But I don't know how to do that on the camera, so maybe I'll be able to download something. It seems like more of a software problem than a hardware problem, because, you know, I tried 5 different batteries and none of them, and they all said the same thing. Which, you know, everything's computers these days, so if the computer's not reading the battery right, then it's going to give an error message. Gravinder, yeah, TikTok is kind of comedy material. It's not for serious stuff. Yeah, but, nah, I think it's mostly just kids, but as a lot of you that have been here a long time, I listen to Gary Vee, and Gary Vee's always like, yeah, you got to get on TikTok, and you know, at one point Instagram was the new thing and no one understood it and stuff like that, so, you know, it is a pretty wild thing though, but, oh, man. So, I guess we'll get into why I missed last week, because, man, actually I took the whole week off, and if you go back and if you look at, like my last 2 live streams, you know, the last one was called like the loser bug. I call it the loser bug, and the one before, but you know, there were signs of me just like kind of breaking down and just overworking and either hitting the depression. I think it was just a whole bunch of things at once, because you know, the week before I started playing drums to try to get in shape and boost my not calisthenics, what's the word for it? You know, just boost everything. I can't think of the word right now. But, so yeah, I started playing drums, and the big thing that for me, I gave up sugar, and, you know, my name as a kid was like the Candy Kid, you know, and growing, even, you know, I held that name till 2 weeks ago, you know, I lived on candy, I lived on cookies, and, you know, in fact, girlfriends used to be like, oh, you taste so sweet, you know, everything, because I'd always be eating candy, always. And I'll tell you what, man, giving up sugar, you don't think it makes that big of an impact in your life, but whew, it's a rough one. So I think playing the drums, just working, you know, pushing myself to work too much. And then I had this Dexter knife build, and I started the Bowie, and then like 2 days later, the guy asked me about the Dexter knife. And instead of just going ahead and heat treating the Bowie, I was like, oh, well, I'll wait for the steel comes for the Dexter knife and heat treat it. So that gave me like 3 or 4 days of not doing anything, and just, man. And I'm bad when it comes to not doing anything because it's that fine line of overworking or not working at all. And when I don't work enough, I tend to start going into that not working at all point. And that's where that lazy bug thing came in. And then, so then I didn't have any videos to upload for Tuesday, which got me depressed. Because I usually, like the heat treating video for Tuesday, I've already got it done. But I try to keep on the schedule. And then the worst part, well, not the worst part, but that Sunday after that loser bug 2 weeks ago, I had a friend show up and he had a little bit of weed with him. And I ain't even seen weed in like 4 or 5 years. So I, took a couple hits and I was like, oh man, this is great. He gave me a little bit and woke up the next day, took a couple more hits, played drums for like 2 hours and all this stuff. But the thing about weed is it either makes you content or it makes you work, harder at what you're working at, depending on what you're doing. So since I was kind of on that slump, instead of, working harder, except for like playing drums and music and stuff, which if you guys have been here for a while, usually when I get into that depression and not feeling like doing anything state, I go all in on music. But anyway, so man, it's like I realized weed can really help you, but it can also, I think the worst part is it makes you content. Like it turns my brain off. And if anyone knows me, it's like my brain is always running 100 miles an hour and I'm always thinking, always trying to, I can't slow down. So smoking weed just made me content. And that's the worst thing ever. It's even worse than being depressed or lazy, because depressed, I can stop feeling sorry for myself and get off my ass and start working. But being content is like, oh yeah, I'll just sit here and watch a few more movies and sit here and browse around on the computer and man, I don't feel like doing it. And it's not even like I don't feel like doing anything. I'm just content. And it's like, some people thrive to be content in life. Me, I stay as far away from it as possible because, man, I'm just not good at it. Bootleg blades. Depends on the strain of weed, too, brother. Yeah, well, it depends on the person, really. I mean, it was that, like, $50 an eighth, skunky stuff that you can't even, right when he walked in my door, I was like, whew, man. He's like, I haven't even been smoking. It's like, man, stunk the whole house up for like 4 days. But I know, the last time I smoked weed, like 5 years ago or whatever, I did it like I was still a kid, and when in the 80s, that hydro stuff was just starting to come into play, but I had been smoking weed for years. But when you don't smoke it for 10 or 15 years and you sit there and smoke a bowl like you've been smoking it your whole life, whew, you start getting paranoid. And so I knew, my friend showed up and I was like, I'm just going to take one hit. I took one hit and about 3 hours later I took another hit and I was good to go. So, and that's why he left a little bit, because we didn't finish it. But yeah, I'm just not weed's not for me. I'm just, I don't know. I mean, it could be good for me if I wanted to just sit around and watch movies and be content. But I did that for 40 years. Oh, man. Whew. So, oh man, it's funny with this Dexter knife, because even after I had the steel, I still didn't really do anything for the rest of that week. And I can't blame the weed, because I only had the weed on like Monday or Tuesday, maybe like a hit on Tuesday, but I still didn't even start the Dexter knife till like Saturday or Sunday. And it's this weird thing in my brain, or I was trying to figure out why. It's like, oh, I don't want to get started on that knife. Now, it might have also been that I hadn't worked for 3 or 4 days, and when you start not working, it's easier to keep not working than it is to work, which might have been a little part of it. But there's also this thing in my brain that's like, it's almost like a rebel in me where I have to put it off to the last minute just to make it, put myself under pressure. It's like, I can't just do things normal. I don't know what it is. It's like I have to make it so it's at the hardest point to make it the best for me. It's like I'm always doing these things, and that's what happened with the VFD and stuff. I'm always trying to push farther and stuff like that. But I don't know. It's like, man, all I had to do is get up and cut out the knife and stuff like that. But no, I want to wait a few more days just to make it more of a challenge on myself. Oh, man. Chip says his lungs can't handle it. Well, they make edibles now. My mind just can't handle weed, I wish it could, You watch all this stuff about 420 and all that stuff, and man, it just looks so much fun. And all these people dabbing and doing all this stuff, and you listen to Joe Rogan and all that stuff, all them talking about it, and it's just like, man, it's so appealing. But man, I take one or two hits, and it's just like, Now, if I was to do it, maybe I would switch like playing drums to at night or something, because that's another thing. My muscles were not used to playing drums, so I still play drums like an hour a day. I went from like 20 to 30 to 40 minutes. So now I wake up, and at noon, it's like I'm deadlining myself. I'm not used to deadlines and stuff, but at noon, no matter how bad I feel, whatever I feel, I jump on those drums, and within 20 minutes, my blood's pumping. So, Chip says brownies always made him sick. That was in the 70s and 80s. Yeah. I don't know. Some people are made for some people psychologically can't handle certain drugs, and it's not even an addiction part or anything like that. Some people just aren't built for certain drugs, and weed's a fun drug to hit every once in a while and stuff, but it's just not for me. But it was fun while it lasted, It helped me make it through a point, and because actually, if I didn't have that weed and I didn't have a video for Tuesday or Friday or whatever, that's where the knife thing was going. Anyway, yeah, I would have really been down on myself, and it probably could have turned even worse. But the weed helped out a little bit. But that's the thing. I got the steel for the knife, the Dexter knife, on Tuesday, which meant I could have gone down Tuesday and cut it all out and had the first video for Friday. But I was just like, I don't want to do it, and that's just like, I'll just put it off until, I don't know. It's a weird thing. If you watch a lot of things about YouTube and stuff, you always hear them talking about burning out and stuff like that. But I don't think some of it was burnout, because editing and all that's a lot. But I think a lot of it was giving myself that gap between the Bowie knife and waiting for the steel on Tuesday. And being like, oh, well, I can heat treat the Bowie, but if I just wait and do the Dexter knife, I can heat treat them both at one time. And, who knows? I'm still trying, as you can tell, I'm still trying to analyze what happened. Was I tired? Was I burned out? And, I know a lot of people would be like, oh, well, you smoked weed. That's the problem. But the weed came after that Sunday live stream, so the problem was already there. The weed just kind of smoothed it out and made it easier to make it through that week, and except that I didn't have a video ready for Tuesday, so it did help. Transjedi, drugs are for people who can't handle reality, and reality is for people who can't handle drugs. What's up, Transjedi? Haven't seen you for a while. Oh, man. Yeah. The thing about drugs is they're, they're either overprescribed, and see that's another thing. It's like it's not even illegal drugs that are the problem too. You know, legal drugs, prescribed drugs are a huge problem. You know, now I've talked about that before. I've had friends that were schizophrenic and stuff, and they needed drugs, and you could tell when they weren't taking their drugs, big time. But you know, if a kid doesn't pay attention, they give them Adderall, and then stuff like that. You know, it's speed. You might as well just prescribe them, you know, cocaine, meth. You know, I mean, basically Adderall is basically crystal meth, just in a, you know, Ritalin, all that stuff. The kid doesn't have an attention problem. The kid is just hyperactive and wants to do other stuff. So, Chip says he has cobwebs on his heat treat oven and still hasn't hooked it up yet. Oh, yeah, you gotta get that thing hooked up, man. Bootleg Blade said he got to roll a joint. Yeah, take a couple from me, man. Yeah, I've said that before. Either all drugs need to be legal or all drugs need to be illegal. Like alcohol, I think alcohol is the worst of them all. And I've gone into that rant before, but I've just seen so many of my friends just, you know, one day be one person and get drunk and be a completely different person and do the stupidest things, and oh man. Yeah, I never liked drinking. If I wanted to get drunk, I would just take a few Xanax or some Valium or something, but I don't like that. I don't like that that feeling of not being in control. You know, barbiturates and all that, they just make you feel out of control. And stimulants, I'm just too high strung as it is. Because if I do you know, any of those speeds or whatever, man, I get quiet and I don't move. I just sit there and I don't even think. I'm just like locked in my head. Can't do anything. So yeah, different people react to different drugs. So, oh man, I don't even know how I got on that topic. Oh man, I've run out of topics. I didn't even come prepared today. I got so caught up in that damn camera thing, man. Oh, how depressing. My best camera. It will be nice to get my both grinders back up and running though. Yeah, wait till y'all see if y'all watch my regular videos, wait till you see the deal I've made. And the welds, like everything else, aren't great, but man, it works awesome. Defiant eyes. I'm drunk now, making knives. Whew! Be careful of that one. Drinking a few beers while you're working is one thing, but being drunk and working on knives, that's worse. That's worse than me wearing bare feet in the shop. Which, man, I was drilling out the post and stuff for, I keep pointing over there like you can see it. Chip, the tree thing, it's basically, you know, just a 2x2 piece of steel with little things just to hold all my tool arms and my wheels and stuff. I showed it on Instagram and stuff, but it was so ironic. I'm drilling out holes, and you know, since I'm gonna be down here welding, I'm like, I'll put my shoes on. Make sure to put my shoes on. Like even now, you know, I'm down here in bare feet. So, you know, I'm usually in bare feet, and a lot of people laugh at it on my videos and stuff because they're like, man, wearing bare feet. But if I'm like sharpening knives or doing something that, you know, if I drop the knife, it's gonna stick in my foot, I'll wear shoes. Most of the time, I just forget to wear shoes. But yesterday, since I was down here, I was like, I'm going to be welding. I better put shoes on. I'm over at the drill press. So what happens? A whole bunch of hot pieces of metal go flying off and go right down in my shoe and burn my feet. It's like, come on now. Oh, man. Bootleg blades, I grown my own and distill my own to basically have an unlimited supply of both. Yeah, but you live in Colorado, so you're allowed to. Housework, what's up? You inspire me, Dave. I'm building one of those two-arm holder things, thingamajigs. Yeah. Right on. Man, you guys, Houseworks or House/Works, that guy, he just built a new 2x72. I definitely want to see how that DC motor holds up because, man, I've heard nothing but bad things about DC motors on 2x72s, but, you know, can't ever listen to what people say. It might work out for you. Put some shoes on. Where's your PPE? PPE. What? My respirator? I'm not working in the shop, so I clean it after. Well, it doesn't look too clean, but usually I clean it. So I always wear a respirator when I'm working. That's one thing I do work. I even got the one with the flip down thing so I can talk real quick and put it back up. Oh man, but yeah, I just couldn't believe that. I finally listened to everyone. I put my shoes on. I go to drill it out, and bam, 3 pieces of metal go down and burn my feet. It's like, come on. Aaron Dennis, hey, what's going on? Oh, damn, it blew up. Oh man. No, I'm not gonna say I told you so because, you know, I've had my my same VFD blow up twice. So, man, these things happen. But yeah, I've just heard a lot of bad things about using DC motors for 2x72. I don't wish that one on anyone. So, but yeah, you know, you live and learn, and you move on, and you progress. And in fact, I used to buy those cheap Chinesium VFDs, the one you see on eBay for like $100, and I blew 5 of them. Well, they had really good warranties, so I bought 2 of them, but blew 5 of them. Well, I guess 4 of them because one's still working. You know, when you take shortcuts on some things, especially when you're working around a lot of metal and a lot of metal dust, you know, you kind of need NEMA 4 VFDs and, you know, the good kind of motors that don't get clogged up or are made for that kind of work. So, you know, not about me telling you, but, you know, I was just trying to warn you and help you out. And, but, you know, the thing is, now you can make a video about it and tell people it's not a good thing to do. And, you know, see, I can't, on my videos, what I try to do is always try to, go from experience. Now, there's a lot of times where I'll be like, oh, this person said this, and this is how that works, but I haven't done it myself. You know, and that's kind of what I told you about the DC motors. I've never used the DC motors, but from what I understand. So now you can make a video and tell people, look, this is my experience. My DC motor, I tried it, and it blew up, so... Aaron Dennis, recovering today's hours changing struts, rotors, and brakes on my car. Oh, man, yeah. Whew. When I was a younger kid, I used to work on cars, but not anymore. And I'll tell you what, my knuckle busting days are over. Oh, man. I mean, man, I used to love working on cars and stuff like that and learning about them and, you know, helping friends replace motors and do all that stuff. But man, these days, you know, just trying to get out there and jack everything up and climb under it, and just replacing brakes for me is a all-day task. Used to be like a 5-minute project. Now it's an all-day task to go out and change brakes. Hell, on my mom's car, I need to get it running because I haven't started it up in like a year, and but I'm like, I need to change the oil because I don't want to start it up with all that old oil sitting in there. And I've been procrastinating, climbing under there and changing the oil. It's like, how much it would cost to pay someone to come over here and change my oil? Like the simplest thing in the world to do, but man, I just climbing up under those, and whew, yeah, it's quite the task, man. Trying to get under a car these days. Man. Whew, especially now I got a big old belly. So, I don't know if you guys watch AVE, which you guys probably know. He's like, he's on the top of everything for me. But 2 weeks ago, he did a video about, losing weight. Like, you don't start eating till noon and you stop eating at 7. And he's talking about, how most guys over 40 want to lose weight and stuff like that. But it's kind of what made me decide. I've been trying to cut out sugar a little bit, but it's what made me finally decide, yeah, it's time to stop sugar altogether. And for me, the not eating before 12 isn't a problem, but that not eating after 7 o'clock, man, that's like that's like the impossible task for me, because man, I love eating late. Plus, I stay up late anyway. But I commented on that video. I was like, look, I've been skin and bones my whole life. When I was in my 20s, I worked out and stuff. Like if you watch that old video of me, fourth class citizen, when I'm wearing my overalls, you can see I was pretty cut. But I couldn't get over 175 pounds to save my life. And it didn't matter what I did. I've always just been so high strung that I could never gain weight. I could eat 3 times as much as most people and never put on weight. So when I turned about 38 or so, I started putting the weight on, but it's not something I want to take off. It's like, man, I'm 240 pounds, 6'2". It's like my whole life growing up, that's what you hear. That motherfucker, oh, I'm sorry, I cussed. That dude's a bad. He's 6'2", 240 pounds. So why would I want to lose weight now? I just have to tone everything up. That's why I've been playing drums so much. But man, whew, I miss playing drums. And it was hard at start. And instead of sugar, what I've been doing is getting these amino acid drinks. With a whole bunch of, or I guess they're protein drinks with a whole bunch of amino acids. And I'll drink like half of one before I play drums and then the other half after I play drums. So, my muscles are already building back up. And then with all that raw stuff I've been eating and drinking, and it's like, oh, and the B vitamin drinks, it's like, whew. But it's still not taking away that craving for sugar. It's been 2 weeks that I haven't even eaten a Reese's candy bar. And they really messed me up because they started making those new ones that are Reese's Pieces in the Reese's cup. And man, if you can look in my car, there's probably 100 wrappers in there of those little things. And then you start buying them by the bag. Man, these sugar companies, man, they get you hooked. But no cookies for 2 weeks. And most things when you put a little time between it, it gets easier. But I've been buying like Pringles. That's my little snack. So after like 8 or 9 o'clock, when I'm getting that craving and want to drive to the store and buy myself a candy bar or a pack of cookies, I'll eat like 3 Pringles and it'll be like, ah. It's supposed to satisfy, but man, it just kind of puts it off. Aaron Dennis says he needs to change the switch on his belt grinder today. Yeah, I hear that. Shepherd's Ford says only eat meals the size of your fist. I don't want to drop weight. You must have missed that last 10 minutes. Man, I like 246.2, man. That's the perfect weight for me. I just need to tone it up. It's just sugar is so debilitating for me. It's like my only vice that I have left that's sugar is my Mountain Dew. I've lived on Mountain Dew. Most people drink coffee. I don't like coffee. The only thing coffee is good for is etching knives. And I used to try to drink coffee, and what's that? The Wayne Gretzky, the nine sugars and 9 creams. That's not enough for me. It's like people used to always be like, man, you want some coffee with that sugar? It's like so. But even my Mountain Dew, I fill the cup, I drink one of those big 7-Eleven cups, the big gulps, and I fill it with ice, and I fill it half with water, and then I pour the Mountain Dew in it, so still have a little bit. Chip says, I never realized you were that tall. I think I'm about 6'1.5". 6'2" just sounds a bit better. Like when guys are bragging about other things, they always round up. Oh, man. Chip says he just brought some Pringles today. Man, those cheddar cheese and onions or whatever they are, man, whew, those are some good ones. But, and that's, when I eat a lot of bad foods. Like I eat, I basically eat the same thing. Those Purdue bourbon chicken things. I buy those by the 2 or 3 bags at a time for the week, and then like not the tacos, but the wraps, the chicken and cheese wraps, tequilas or whatever they're called, taquitos or something. I eat those every week. So my diet's pretty bad. So drinking all these raw things and the naked juice and the B vitamins and all that's trying to counter out that, and losing weight. I got a belly, but I like my belly. It's just toning up the rest of me is what I need to do. Chip says pizza flavor. Yeah, man. I'm a cheese man. I eat so much cheese. Everything I eat, I have to put cheese on. I get that Mexican 4-cheese blend. It's like, ooh, yeah. Can you tell I ran out of topics? I'm sitting here talking about what I eat every week. I'm not a health nut at all. I've never been. But I've always been been high strung, like I say, so I burn it off pretty quick. But once you hit that 40, once you hit about 40 to 42, man, it's a whole different ball game. And I used to be 6 foot. After back surgery, had to work for 60 years. I'm only 5'10". Whoa, that's one thing I worry about. I used to have, when I was younger, I used to have a lot of back problems. But I think a lot of it was like I had a waterbed and stuff like that, and surfing accidents and stuff like that, because I lived in Virginia Beach. And I used to go to a chiropractor like 3 times a week to snap my back. And man, my whole upper neck right here now has lately been like that. I think it's from sitting there editing and stuff, or sitting there grinding knives. So it'd be nice. I haven't been to a chiropractor in about 10 years. But they said my L4 and L5 were like twisted, causing nerve damage. Like I used to have nerve damage. Like my right foot, I can barely feel. It's like, when I had my heart surgery and all that, I was sitting there walking because, man, the first 3 days after heart surgery, you can't even move from the bed to the bathroom. And your balance is all off. But within the week, I must have walked 100 miles around that hospital thing. And I was just walking. And then when I went to recovery at another place, outpatient, well, it wasn't outpatient, it was inpatient, but at another place, that's all I did. It was just walk everywhere. Walk as many miles a day as I could. And all of a sudden, my right foot, which is the foot from my, they said the nerve damage from my back, because I used to get these massive leg pains, and so my foot went numb, and it's kind of numb. So, but at least I haven't had lower back pain. Now it's all up on the top, and it'd be nice to crack. But I'm always trying to do that. I'm always trying to remember to hold my shoulders back and lift my back up, because man, I've always had real bad posture. Chip says he loves cheese too. That 4 Mexican cheese is always. I got 2 packs over to my fridge right now, Chip. In fact, after this, my specialty. I always say I don't cook and stuff. My specialty is what I do is I take some produced chicken, regular chicken, cut it up in a pan, and then take like the taco seasoning, pour it over, add water, cut it up to little pieces, and then I take Doritos and I crush Doritos up in a plate instead of like a tortilla shell or whatever. So I crush up the Doritos and put them on the plate, and then I pour the chicken and the sauce over it, and then cover it with cheese and put it in the microwave for 20 seconds. And man, whew, that's the meal. So like I said, my diet is horrible. I eat all processed foods. You know, even that already cooked chicken or whatever from Purdue is probably processed. So I need to do a whole bunch of stuff. That's why that raw powder, it comes in like a little container like this, and you put like 1 scoop. You know, I put 1 scoop into like that much of that naked drink, and just pound it. And it seems, you know, it clears you out and gets you going and all that good stuff. And the B vitamins are supposed to be healthy. So, but man, that's why sugar was so hard, man. He says, you're killing me with what you eat, Dave. Killing me. Oh yeah, I'm sure I do. You sound like my other friend, the guy that got me into knife making. He's the one with all the chef knives and all the, you know, all these like Japanese, you know, authentic Japanese chef knives and stuff like that. And man, every time we go out shopping, he's like, oh, what are you doing? He's like, here, buy some of this and buy some of this and throw it together and cook something. In fact, he drugged me over to and Safeway, you know, our local grocery store. He's like, here, at least buy this. And he picked me up a big old Stromboli. He's like, it's got cheese in it, it's got pepperoni and bread. He's like, here, if you're gonna eat something that someone else made at least. Don't buy all this processed food. But you know, that guy has like what's that thing? Champagne taste on a beer budget. Man, you know, he eats at like the best restaurants and stuff like that, but everything else he you know he lives, you know, he lives in an alright place and stuff like that, but man, the money he spends on restaurants and stuff, you know, he can have 3 grinders and stuff, you know. It's like, man. Govinder, Dave and Chip, you both need to eat healthy food with less sugar. Man, I'm trying. That's why I got that raw powder. It's like, you know, I can't eat healthy, but at least I can try to put some healthy stuff in my body, man. I have always been the pickiest eater in the world. It's like, man. And the funny thing is, I'm a visual eater. You know, now like, you know, most people don't like liver. Liver's fine to me and stuff like that. In fact, awkward foods I love. Sushi and all that I love. But, like guacamole. I've never even tried guacamole because I just can't stand the way it looks. You know, cherries and like cherries and strawberries and stuff like that. I don't eat them because I don't like the way strawberries have all that little fur and stuff on them. It's like, so, man, eating is very hard for me, and it's very, I'm a very obscure eater. Now, you take me to a Japanese restaurant and stuff, and I'll eat squid, and I'll eat, you know, fish and all that stuff, no problem. But, yeah, it's like, oh, man. He says he just spent 3 hours making baked ziti from scratch, and I feast on it for days. I don't even know what that is. Man, that feather pattern came out real nice there, Heath. If you guys, Heath just put up a video where he's, I guess, him and the guy he does knives with and stuff did some feather pattern. Well, he bought the feather pattern Damascus, but man, etching and all that, it came out real nice. Ah, man. I just had a thought and I forgot about what I was going to say. Oh, man. Oh, what was it? Oh, it slipped away. It's gone now. Hey, I made it over 40 minutes. The last 20 have just been me BSing my way through. See, you put me under pressure, I can perform. I was thinking about that today, you know, with music and stuff. Even like my drumming skills are about where my keyboard piano skills are. They're not good enough to play like in a band or play with other people, but they're good enough to play, I guess is the way to put it. And back, a lot of it's my arm with the drums because, you know, playing hi-hat and stuff like that, my arm gets locked up and I'll have to stop. But back, this was, what was this? This was probably like 2003, 2004. And I went to this party and, you know, it was like 3 bands rented this house. And the drummer wasn't there. I was like, oh, can I play your drums? And I sat down and I started playing. And, you know, a guy came over and picked up a guitar and stuff like that. And, you know, there's a few people at the party and stuff. So all of a sudden, my drumming went from okay to really good. Well, not really good. I you know, put an asterisk in that. Really good for me. You know, at that time I wasn't good with rolls and stuff, but I could keep a beat and I could play and you know, do accents and stuff. So, you know, I went from drums for a while, and then a guy came down and I guess it was his drum set. So the bassist went up. So I picked up the bass and started messing around with the bass, and dude's like, oh man, you know, check that out. And he's like, hey, can you play this? He's like, I've been trying to work on this song, but I'm stuck on this one part. And we started playing it, and he's like, man, I want to really get this song going, but I don't know how to sing and play, right? I was like, I know how to sing and play. So, you know, started playing bass, started singing and screaming. In fact, I was making the lyrics up as I was going, but it was like really hardcore. So I'm doing like, you know, hardcore, you know, screaming vocals, you know, not my regular scream, the more the growl scream, you know, like Cannibal Corpse or Slayer and stuff. And then I come out and, you know, play guitar and all that, but then I go upstairs and this girl comes up, she's like, man, there he is, the man of the hour. But me, dumbass Dave, doesn't know how to talk to girls. It's just like, oh, thanks. Walk out and leave the party. It's like, you look back on some of these things, it's like, idiot. Oh, man. But anyway, the whole point of that was, you know, you put me under pressure, and I tend to do better. A lot of people, you put them under pressure, and they fold, or they get too nervous and stuff like that. So, yeah, last 20 minutes, I ran out of topics a long time ago, so I've just been rambling and rambling. But I think that's about it for today. I'll have to make sure to be prepared for, you would think after 2 weeks I'd have a whole bunch of topics, right? Oh, man, oh, man. Now I got to figure out what to do with this camera as I spit on myself. Can you tell I'm upset? All right, guys, girls, everyone, appreciate y'all showing up. Yeah, I got shirts on my website and Amazon links. Oh, that gun gum, I found it on Amazon, which you guys probably don't even know what I'm talking about, but you'll understand Tuesday. I don't even know where I put it. It's up here somewhere. But yeah, so these knives being heat treated are coming out Tuesday. Like I said, the video's already done. It should be fun. That gum, man, that stuff's a trip. But yeah, all that's down on my Amazon links, all that stuff, shirts. I got 5 knives, stuff like that. He says, I don't know why, but you remind me of Lane Stanley. Yeah, I've heard that. You know who else I've heard? Is the dude from the Spin Doctors. Someone used to say that. The dude from the Spin Doctors, Lane Staley. And one person even said in Point Break, you know, in Point Break where they're surfing, the dude comes up and punches Keanu Reeves in the face. But that's when I had long curly hair. So anyway, thanks everyone for showing up. I really appreciate it. Oh man, yeah. Go visit my website. I updated it. And, I updated it 2 weeks ago. I need to put more stuff and get pictures and all that good stuff. But I digress. I'm getting off topic. Thanks for showing up, everybody. Hope y'all have a great week. Great week. Great day. Great rest of the weekend. And as always, take it easy.